going on, guys? It's Colin here for NextGenTactics, and I know that Spider actually covered a bit of gameplay of Homefront, but I thought I'd also throw my hat in the ring and give my initial thoughts and a bit of a review of the multiplayer component here. And this is actually a title that I've been looking forward to checking out for a while, so I want to start out by talking about some of the things that I like about this game. The main thing being the battle point system that they've implemented, and I think that that is an innovative step forward for like kill streak rewards, as it were, in first-person shooters, because it's not like a kill streak. You're rewarded battle points for performing certain actions, team support actions, spotting enemies with a drone, capturing objectives, and also for kills. So the good thing is that you don't have to worry about staying alive in order to accumulate points. So, you know, if you're an aggressive player and you're playing the objective, if you take a few deaths, no worries. You keep your points and you're able to cash them in later for for special weapons, drones, that sort of thing, and the ability to spawn in vehicles. So I think that that's a really great development. But, given how much I was looking forward to this game, here's just a controller fail. The controller layout is limited to a default and lefty, and the default layout is exactly the same as the default layout for Call of Duty. So right thumbstick is melee, and that's not something I'm used to. So that's not really a gripe. It would be nice if they had the option to change the button layout. But, yeah, so it is what it is. It's taken me some time to get used to. And this gameplay isn't actually stellar. I have had much better games on this, on Homefront, but I had some trouble capturing my footage early on, and then I wasn't able to get into a game last night because the servers were having issues on day one. So this is what I had for captured footage, so I figured I'd throw this up there anyway. And I guess what I want to say is, like, the game doesn't have a wow factor when you get into it. The graphics are, far below the standard of what you're used to in a contemporary first-person shooter, and the sound is okay, but it's nothing spectacular. So I find that the experience wasn't really immersive. I was not blown away when I started playing this game, and it has some. Obviously, you guys, if you don't already know, I'm primarily a Battlefield Bad Company 2 player right now. That's the game I play the most. But I've also played like Call of Duty, for example, and I really like the gameplay mechanics of both of those. And this seems to fall somewhere in between Call of Duty and Battlefield. The movement is slow, but it seems to be really tough to find a balance between, your look sensitivity when you're just running around versus aiming down sights. It's sluggish, but it's not clunky. So I think that it's neither similar to Call of Duty or Battlefield, but not in a good way. So, I don't really like the way the game feels. It's not bad. The gunplay is not bad. And, it takes a decent amount of bullets to kill people. Although because of the lag, it seems like you die instantaneously for random reasons. Although I know that they're not random. It just seems that way. So it can be frustrating. But, it's not that sort of fast-paced twitch shooter. I don't think. That's not how I am interpreting it anyway. You do have to be quite tactical with your movements. And there are two game types only available. There's a team deathmatch and ground control. Now, ground control is a neat game type. It's kind of like a mini conquest or mini domination game where you have to capture and defend 3 points. And if you manage to hold more points than the enemy for a certain period of time, you're going to win that round, and then you move on to another set of objectives. So it is progressive, and you have to win 2 sets of objectives in order to win the game. So that's pretty cool. I enjoy that game type. Team deathmatch, I'm not really feeling it, to be honest. Now, the maps are quite large. I do like the map design, but when it comes right down to it, you're playing 12v12 in team deathmatch, and the spawns are not dynamic, so they tend to stay in one place for a long time. So you wind up having these standoffs between teams where they're just kind of lined up shooting at each other. And I know that I just walked by an enemy laying on the ground working a drone or a vehicle or something, but I'll get back to him in a minute. So the team deathmatch game, it tends to be not very dynamic. It's kind of slow paced for me, and I like to flank, but because of the size of the maps, it takes a long time to do that. So for some reason you screw up, then it takes you a ton of time to get back into position if you don't want to go rolling in a Humvee, which makes you not so subtle. So it's I don't really like the way that team deathmatch plays. I had more fun playing ground control, and I will give that another try now that I've unlocked the Battle Commander modes, which give some additional objectives inside the game type. So I'll see if that changes my opinion of the availability of only 2 game modes. But I suspect that, you know, this is going to be a game I'm going to put a little bit of time into and have a bit of fun. I haven't been able to play with friends yet because that functionality has also been broken. But you know, just running around solo, it's been okay, but it's not been all that great. So I think that you know, the bottom line on this one is that they had some really good ideas and some concepts that that they were trying to deliver. I just think that there's too many trade-offs in order to fit 32 players on the larger maps and the larger game types graphically, that it just I just find it distracting, and the movement being sluggish. It's just I don't know, guys. I'm not feeling it, and I owe it to you guys and to the game because I spent $60 on it to give it a bit more of a playthrough. Because obviously, you know, I'm more interested in the multiplayer than the single player campaign, and I went into single player and wanted to get into the game, but it was going on forever. It was just a really long cutscene to start out with, so I said screw it, and I hopped into multiplayer. So I will go back and play the campaign at some point, but you know, as far as the multiplayer goes, that would be you know, my primary interest in the game, and that's where you're going to get the replayability, and I'm just not wasn't getting that much enjoyment out of it. So, you know, for me, I realize that if you go in and have a frustrating game and you don't get a great score, then obviously, you know, you're going to have some negative feelings toward the game. But even games where I've gone in and gotten a good KD and a good score, I've just been kind of meh. You know, it feels like it's a chore. So anyway, didn't meet my expectations so far, and again, I'll play it a little bit more, but that's just kind of how I feel about it. So I'm interested, for those of you who have picked up this game as well, leave a comment on the video to let me know what your experience has been like. And you know, with server lag issues, I probably haven't played the game yet the way it's meant to be played, so we're going to have to give it a little bit more time for those issues to get worked out. Although, well, you know, I'd say that it's disappointing that happened on day one, but that's hardly a rare thing that you know, game developers put out the game on day one and there's challenges playing it. It happened to me on Medal of Honor, and I know that even on Battlefield there were issues early on. So, you know, that's yeah, it's a strike against the game, but it's a strike against many of these online games. But you know, one redeeming quality is also that it has dedicated servers. So that's good, although I haven't gotten a good solid connection to a server yet. So I find that I have to play it quite defensively. And you know, I realize I need to put more time in to get used to the sensitivity and the aiming mechanics and get my gun skill up. And you know, I'll see how I feel about it. I'll give it some more time this weekend probably. And you know, if my thoughts change, then by all means I'll give you guys another review. But for now, you know, based on everything I had hoped for this game, kind of disappointed. I thought it sucked a little bit. So, you know, that's my thoughts, and again, I welcome yours, and I will give this game some more time. I know a couple of other commentators who are really liking this, so I think that personal taste is going to play a huge factor in the game. If you're on the fence, then you know, you're going to have to try it out. Don't take my word for it necessarily. Now, what they've implemented in this game is a battle code system. So each game ships with a one-time use code. That's going to give you full access to the multiplayer. Although without it, I think that you're still able to give it a try and rank up to like level 5 or something before you max out and have to use the code to go further. So, you know, if you were on the fence and you want to give the game a rent, you can give it a limited amount of play. Although you're going to rank up to level 5 in you know, a very short time. So the rank up system it seems pretty quick. Now, obviously, I haven't gotten up into the higher ranks to determine, you know, maybe it gets really hard as as you go through the ranks. But early on, it goes very, very quickly. So right here, I'm up in the recon drone. I'm just trying to spot out enemies because our team is struggling to get kills. And like my KD at the end of the game, I think it's only like 10 and 7, but you know, I was blowing up some drones and using the recon drone on my own to give that a try. So, you know, given that my connection wasn't very good, I wasn't too disappointed with that, but I would have liked to have showcased some better gameplay. I just didn't have the time to get online and get any because the servers were down. So anyway, that's my take on it. I think the gameplay's pretty much over here. We lose, and well, that's yeah, disappointed, guys. That's all I have to say. So I'll put some more time into the game, but I can't see myself playing this a whole lot more. Anyway, you are free to disagree with me, and if you do, then leave a comment. Cheers, guys. We'll talk soon.
Hey guys, we now have our own website. Actually, we've always had our own website, but why not follow us on there? There you'll find all our videos conveniently sorted into playlists by game, as well as videos from many other directors that are part of our NGT network.